The energy you put out is
the energy you receive.
Ooh, we finish each other's sandwiches.
We've just finished filming a little mukbang kind of taste testing. So now we're just gonna do a bit of a chit chat video and answer some questions that some of my followers sent in. Okay, so Esther Young said, maybe talk about fears you have overcome or advice on traveling alone and the thoughts and feelings you've experienced going along with traveling alone. So we've both done that, so that's quite relevant. Jen is currently traveling alone. She's visiting me from the States. Have you had any fears, or did you have any fears before leaving that you've then confronted or, you know, overcome?
I'm pretty stubborn. So most of the fears came from other people directed at me, saying that it's too dangerous to travel alone and whatnot. As long as you have one set plan, like one place to stay, one person to see, then I feel like everything's gonna be all right. Like when I was in New Zealand, I had my good friend Kiara, and her family was so inviting, and just like, you could stay here, and you were like, oh yeah, definitely stay here. So as long as I had that one plan, I was like, all right, like that's my base, like that's my safety.
Yeah, you knew you'd be okay with everything else.
Yeah, I definitely knew that I would be okay.
A lot of people have the fear when traveling solo that like they'll feel lonely or won't make friends, but so many people are always traveling alone that you always will meet people and like intersect. So
yeah, and it's a really good idea if you are traveling alone with no friends to see, to stay at hostels or go to like the bars where travelers usually go.
Yeah, Airbnbs that are you know, if you're sharing the apartment with the host or even couch surfing, then you're like getting the experience with
Airbnb
them.
is so good because then like if you make a great connection with the host, then they'll be like, oh, I'll take you around, or they can recommend places to go and whatnot. Like talk to locals and like stay with travelers if you can.
Yeah, rather than just doing the touristy thing. Yeah, and that's the other benefit of couch surfing. It's kind of like, rather than paying them, they're gonna give you that authentic experience. Like I think the point of it is to sort of be a friend with them and you know, do what they do. So that's kind of cool. Okay, how to enjoy spending time alone, and what things do you enjoy doing on your own, and like how to spend time on your own?
Well, I am overloaded with hobbies. Like it's so great to try out new things. You don't have to have like this one passion and like that's it. You can have like 10 different hobbies where every once in a while you pick it up and like it's no stress. And like I love getting into those things. Like yoga is obviously my passion, but then I have like art and music and like even talking on the phone to friends. Like I love doing that.
Yeah, I can't remember literally the last time that I was ever bored, because we live in a world where there's just so many options. Like I have so many books to read, and that just excites me.
Definitely
like,
reading.
Or you can write, going for a walk, exploring new areas. I think alone time is really, really important.
Yeah, and just to not sit in a room and be like, oh, I'm alone, I'm bored, blah, blah, blah. Like take that as an opportunity to just invest in yourself and do something that you've always been putting off. Yeah. Like you always, not you specifically.
You watching this right now.
You as a general you, like we always say, oh, I never have enough time to do this, never have enough time, but like how much time do you actually spend sitting down and, oh, I'm bored, or trying to make plans? Like just cut the stress and do what you want to do.
And sometimes even doing little productive things can make you feel really good.
Like cleaning your room.
Exactly, 20 minutes of cleaning your room, like put on some awesome music, have a solo dance party and get it done, you'll feel awesome. Okay, practical tips and advice for dealing with mental health issues, like how to get out of a rut, finding motivation, and finding like inner resilience.
If you didn't know, I suffered with an eating disorder, and there was one quote, I can't remember it exactly, but the general idea was just to have 5 seconds of bravery. You know,
I like
just
that.
like throughout the day, just have like 1 minute of bravery where you try something, where you step outside, where you say hello to someone, you know? Like if you're having a lot of anxiety, like trying to eat, like all you have to think is 5 seconds of bravery and just like take that first bite, you know? It's always the first step of just...
And would that motivate you?
Yeah,
like, go and do
it?
And
then you're like, that feels awesome, and you just keep on really going with it. I was reading Ella's article on In Messy Heads the other day, and she said this really amazing thing, that the moments when you're brave are when your life changes. So if you want change, then be brave.
Change doesn't come from within your comfort zone. It's when you step outside it, that's where the magic happens.
It's worth it.
Yes. How do you maintain a friendship while living on opposite sides of the world? And how do you deal with the time zones and stuff? Social media is a godsend. And just like texting and stuff, like iMessage is free.
And just be real with how you are communicating. Like I'm not the best texter, or like I'm not the best with keeping in touch with people.
Yeah, but having realistic expectations helps.
Exactly. As long as you just like put it out there, like we're best friends, and even if we don't speak for a month, for however long, like it's okay.
Changes.
Like I'm still thinking about you, I still love you. Like you don't have to, like if you see them posting pictures with other friends and you're like, oh, they're living their life and they're not thinking about me anymore, like it's not true. It's probably not true.
It's like any healthy relationship, you have the trust in that person, and you're not gonna feel jealous.
Yeah, and if you see them, like if you see pictures of them, like say they post on Instagram, but you notice that you have a text to them that they didn't reply to, like it's just good to have that confidence, well, like to be happy that they're enjoying their life. And
we've all done that, where you've been on your phone even though you have unresponded to texts. Like it's not because you hate them, it's just you want to devote attention to that later. And I think also like having like a long distance relationship, it's nice to have something to look forward to. So when Jen and I first met 2 years ago, and we spent time together, and then we knew that like I'd see you the next year, and then when we said goodbye in August in New York, you knew you were coming to Australia in our summer. So it was kind of like we always have that to look forward to, and like,
and you know that once you are together, it just picks right back up where it started. Like where you started from.
So things like texting, emails, even like sending snail mail could be cool. We've never done that, but like if you have a long distance friendship,
cute, you know.
If we put the effort in, it can be kind of cool sometimes waking up to a text like from someone else.
Like you don't have to have those long like back and forth conversations. It could be like, what are you doing today? List. What are you doing today? List. Like,
and Snapchat's always fun because you're like, I'll wake up and I'll send you something, and then it's nighttime for you. Like I love that.
You're like, good morning. I'm like, good night.
Well, our camera battery is flashing now, so I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please check out Jen's channel and subscribe to her because she's the cutest human in the whole world. Subscribe to me if you would like to, because I'm wearing a Hufflepuff outfit today. Bye.
Bye.